So, you're ambitious. You've got big dreams, aspirations that keep you awake at night, and a vision of success that fuels your imagination. You want to build a life filled with achievements, fulfillment, and joy. You can see it, feel it, and almost taste it. But there's a problem: laziness. You know what you should be doing. You know the steps you need to take. Yet, you find yourself doing the opposite, or worse, doing nothing at all. The result? A gnawing sense of guilt, an inner voice constantly reminding you that you're capable of so much more. Over time, this guilt compounds. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before you know it, you've made peace with the cycle of inaction. You tell yourself, next week, next month, or maybe next year, I'll finally make a change. And then the new year arrives. With it comes renewed hope, fresh resolutions, and that familiar surge of motivation. You start strong, full of energy and determination. But as the weeks go by, procrastination creeps in, like an uninvited guest who refuses to leave. Soon, procrastination becomes a routine, and laziness a label you start to wear. You tell yourself, maybe I'm just not cut out for this, but deep down, you know that isn't true. You're not inherently lazy. You're just stuck in a cycle of procrastination, and the question is, how do you break free? Most videos and advice on beating procrastination offer surface level solutions. They tell you to delete social media apps, turn off notifications, or remove distractions from your environment. While these tips can provide temporary relief, they fail to tackle the real issue: inertia. What is inertia? In physics, inertia is the tendency of an object to remain at rest or continue in motion unless acted upon by an external force. Simply put, objects at rest stay at rest, and objects in motion stay in motion. This principle, known as Newton's first law of motion, applies not just to objects but also to tasks. Think of any task you've been putting off. It might feel insurmountable because you're in a state of rest. Getting started requires an initial push, an energy burst to overcome the mental and emotional resistance of inertia. This is where most of us stumble. Instead of breaking through this barrier, we make the initial push seem so overwhelming in our minds that we avoid the task entirely. Instead, we turn to distractions, social media, TV, snacks, or any activity that offers quick, easy dopamine. To overcome procrastination, you need to break inertia. And the good news is that breaking inertia isn't as difficult as it seems. It doesn't require extreme willpower or discipline. It simply requires small, intentional steps. Here are two proven techniques to help you get started. 1. Start small. The biggest mistake we make is setting the bar too high at the beginning. For example, let's say you have a 5,000-word essay to write. Telling yourself, I need to finish the entire essay today, creates a mental roadblock because the stakes feel too high. Instead, lower the stakes. Tell yourself, I'll write just 50 words. Why does this work? Because the perceived effort is much smaller. Writing 50 words feels achievable, and once you've started, you'll likely continue. This is because, as Newton's law states, objects in motion stay in motion. When you make the first step small and manageable, you're more likely to take it. And once you're in motion, momentum will carry you further than you anticipated. 2. The 2-minute rule. If you're struggling to start a task, commit to doing it for just 2 minutes. Tell yourself, I'll do this for 2 minutes and then stop if I want to. For example, if you don't feel like cleaning your room, put on a song and clean for the duration of the song. If you don't feel like writing, set a timer for 2 minutes and write until it goes off. Here's the magic of this technique. Most of the time, you won't stop after 2 minutes. Once you're in motion, you'll find it easier to keep going. You might end up cleaning your entire room or writing for 20 minutes instead of 2. The 2-minute rule works because it reduces the psychological barrier to starting. The smaller the commitment, the easier it is to begin. Once you overcome inertia and start working on a task, you build momentum. Momentum is the opposite of inertia. While inertia keeps you stuck in inaction, momentum keeps you moving forward. Think of it like pushing a heavy boulder up a hill. The first push requires significant effort, but once the boulder starts rolling, the effort decreases, and eventually it rolls downhill with minimal input. In life, the hardest part is often the start. But once you're in motion, tasks become easier, progress feels more natural, and you're less likely to stop. The principles of inertia and momentum don't just apply to work-related tasks. You can use them in every area of your life. 1. Fitness, struggling to exercise. Don't commit to a 1-hour workout. Instead, tell yourself you'll do just 5 push-ups or walk for 5 minutes. Once you start, you'll likely do more. Second, side hustles. Want to start a business or passion project? Don't aim to complete an entire business plan in one sitting. Start by jotting down one idea or brainstorming for 2 minutes. 3. Relationships. Want to reconnect with a friend? Don't wait for the perfect moment to write a long message. Start with a simple, "Hey, how are you?" 4. Self-improvement. Whether it's reading a book, meditating, or journaling, start small. Read one page, meditate for 1 minute, or write a single sentence. Why small steps work? When you lower the stakes and focus on small actions, you bypass the brain's resistance to effort. Procrastination thrives on the belief that a task is too difficult or time-consuming. By breaking tasks into smaller, manageable parts, you trick your brain into thinking, "This is easy, I can do this." A final thought. As Martin Luther King Jr. wisely said, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Success isn't about giant leaps. It's about small, consistent steps taken every day. So whether your goal is to build a career, improve your health, or create a fulfilling life, remember this: start small, stay consistent, let momentum carry you forward. Summary. Acknowledge the cycle. Recognize that procrastination isn't about laziness, it's about inertia. Break inertia. Use small actions to reduce the mental and emotional resistance to starting. Build momentum. Once you start, let the natural momentum keep you moving forward. Apply universally. These principles can be applied to any aspect of your life. This isn't just advice, it's a roadmap to overcoming laziness and achieving your dreams, one step at a time. So, what's your first step going to be?